From the PEP Radio Newsroom, these are the stories we are covering at this hour. Chief Justice John Roberts agreed Monday to pause a midnight deadline for the Trump administration to return a Maryland man mistakenly deported to a notorious prison in El Salvador. The temporary order comes hours after a Justice Department emergency appeal to the Supreme Court arguing U.S. District Judge Paula Zinnes overstepped her authority when she ordered Kilmar Abrego Garcia returned to the United States. The administration has conceded that Abrego Garcia should not have been sent to El Salvador, but because an immigration judge found he likely would face persecution by local gangs. But he is no longer in U.S. custody, and the government has no way to get him back, the administration argued. Zinnes gave the administration until just before midnight to facilitate and effectuate Abrego Garcia's return. The district court's injunction, which requires Abrego Garcia released from the custody of a foreign sovereign and returned to the United States by midnight on Monday, is patently unlawful. Solicitor General D. John Sauer wrote in court papers, casting the order as one in a deluge of unlawful injunctions judges have issued to slow President Donald Trump's agenda. The Justice Department appeal was directed to Roberts because he handles appeals from Maryland. In other news, for a brief period yesterday morning, the stock market began to rebound. Apparently, a rumor had spread that President Trump might put the tariffs on hold temporarily. The White House shot down the unfounded reports. The confusion, which was amplified on social media and by some traditional media outlets, lasted less than a half hour, but reflected a jittery mood on Wall Street as stocks plunged over worries that Trump's tariffs could torpedo the global economy. The origin of the false report was unclear, but it appeared to be a misinterpretation of comments made by Kevin Hassett, director of the White House National Economic Council, during a Fox News interview earlier Monday morning. Asked whether Trump would consider a 90-day tariff pause suggested by a prominent hedge fund manager, Hassett said, "I think the president is going to decide what the president is going to decide." Nearly 2 hours later, multiple users' account on the social media platform X posted identical messages claiming Hassett said Trump is considering a pause for all countries except China. Stock traders and some news outlets picked up the story, and the market skyrocketed on the hint of good news. Simply put, it was just a misunderstanding, and stocks ended up down for the day. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was down nearly 350 points to close at 37,965. And just a footnote, that is the third day in a row with some pretty massive sell-offs. And finally, note to self, do not mispronounce the name of the planet we're about to talk about. A day at Uranus just got a little longer. Scientists reported Monday that observations by the Hubble Space Telescope have confirmed it takes Uranus 17 hours, 14 minutes, and 52 seconds to complete a full rotation. That's 28 seconds longer than estimates by NASA's Voyager 2 spacecraft in the 1980s. A French-led team studied a decade's worth of aurora observations at the ice giant to track its magnetic poles. That long-term tracking provided a more precise rotation period for Uranus, the seventh planet from the sun. From that distance, it takes about 84 Earth years for Uranus to orbit the sun. If you follow our news videos on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to the PEP Radio channel. Check in with our Blue Sky account to understand later why it was I was laughing during that last story. And download the Live 365 app to take PEP Radio with you wherever you go. That's the news at this hour. Now back to more music on PEP Radio.